Hello, Wolfers. A few weeks ago, we talked about cost to serve, and today we want to go back to the aspect of margin, and particularly protecting margin, but also having visibility over margins. Because your sales might be up, but if there are hidden costs and you don't have visibility over that, you're not really figuring what your marginality is, and therefore you might actually be losing profitability in certain items. So do not just track margins at the top line level, because that is not taking into account what's really happening in reality. In reality, many costs might be actually lying underneath and undetected. Think about disconnected supplier costs, fulfillment inefficiencies, or unmonitored SKU profitability, unvalidated reorder logic. So all these things are actually cost drivers, and those need to be taken into account to have a true visibility over what the real margin is. What does margin control really mean in 2026? Well, let's look at it step by step. 5 steps to follow. The first thing to do is tracking margin at the SKU level. So averages here just don't work. They actually hide true costs that are potentially hindering your actual profitability. Number 2 is auditing fulfillment costs by channel, because of course D2C versus distributor sales, by example, they obviously carry different types of costs, and those costs might be really being hidden somewhere. You want to have visibility over what each channel is really costing you. The third thing to do is building your cost to serve heat map. We talked about the cost to serve modeling a few weeks ago, as mentioned at the beginning of this video. In reality, once you have that visibility in place, you want to build a heat map that shows you which SKUs are possibly carrying a margin and which SKUs are actually eroding margin, so are selling at loss. You might still want to sell them for a number of different reasons, also depending on the industry you're in, depending on your client relationship, etc. But you really want to know what is going on, and having a visual representation of this would really help you. Number 4 is syncing the operation reality to actual cash flows. So basically figuring out when the cash is actually landing, because sometimes there might be delays associated to cash availability that are related to supply chain delays, order fulfillment delays, as well as of course payment terms. Clearly, those all affect when cash is going to be available. And this is a very important thing to know to avoid any liquidity problematics. And step number 5 is monitoring potential margin leaks. Those are exceptions such as late deliveries or missing demand signal, as well as, by example, unconfirmed orders. So all these things should generate alerts because they have a significant potential of eroding your margin. It is important to say this is a bonus tip in addition to everything that we just said. Aside from your standard S&OP cycles, your sales and operations planning meetings, you might want to run at least quarterly margin reviews with your finance team, with your commercial team, basically all the functions that need to be involved, because this will really help bring alignment and clarity over what's really happening to the margin. I know this is a lot to take in, but in fact this is a very important topic and there's so much more to it. Therefore, I invite you to download the margin visibility scorecard that we have put together specifically for you and entirely free of charge. You'll find it by accessing the link that is available in the description of the video down here. And if you enjoy that, or if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, just comment on the video. Of course, refer us to your friends and colleagues who might be interested, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel to stay always on top of everything that comes from the Wolf Practice, specifically made for you. Thank you so much, and I look forward to talking to you all next week.